Grizzly bear. Author D. Selzer-McKenzie. The grizzly bear, Ursus arctos horribilis, also known as the silver-tip bear, is a subspecies of brown bear, Ursus arctos, that lives in the uplands of western North America. Grizzlies are normally solitary active animals, but in coastal areas the grizzly congregates alongside streams, lakes, rivers, and ponds during the salmon spawn. Every other year, females, sows, produce 1 to 4 young, commonly 2, which are small and weigh only about 500 grams, 1 pound. A sow is protective of her offspring and will attack if she thinks she or her cubs are threatened. Male grizzly bears can reach weights of more than 1,000 pounds, 450 kilograms, but more typically weigh 400 pounds, 180 kilograms, to 770 pounds, 350 kilograms. 1 right square bracket. The females are on average 38% smaller, left square bracket 2 right square bracket at about 250-350 pounds, 114-160 kilograms, left square bracket 3 right square bracket. An example of sexual dimorphism. On average, grizzly bears stand about 1 meter, 3.3 feet, at the shoulder when on all fours and 2 meters, 6.6 feet, on their hind legs. Left square bracket 4 right square bracket, but males often stand 2.44 meters, 8 feet, or more on their hind legs. On average, grizzly bears from the Yukon River area are about 20% smaller than typical grizzlies. Left square bracket 5 right square bracket. Formerly, taxonomists listed brown and grizzly bears as separate species. Technically, brown and grizzly bears are classified as the same species, Ursus arctos. The term, brown bear, is commonly used to refer to the members of this species found in coastal areas where salmon is the primary food source. Brown bears found inland and in northern habitats are often called grizzlies. Brown bears on Kodiak Island are classified as a distinct subspecies from those on the mainland because they are genetically and physically isolated. The shape of their skulls also differs slightly. The grizzly's coloring ranges widely depending on geographic areas, from blonde to deep brown, red or even gray. The grizzly has a large hump over the shoulders, which is a muscle mass used to power the forelimbs in digging. The hind legs are more powerful, however. The muscles in the lower legs provide enough strength for the bear to stand up and even walk short distances on its hind legs, giving it a better view of its surroundings. The head is large and round with a concave facial profile. In spite of their massive size, these bears can run at speeds of up to 56 kilometers per hour, 35 miles per hour. However, they are slower running downhill rather than uphill because of the large hump of muscle over the shoulders. They have very thick fur to keep them warm in brutal, windy, and snowy winters. Grizzlies can be distinguished from most other brown bear subspecies by their proportionately longer claws and cranial profile which resembles that of the polar bear. Left square bracket 6 right square bracket. Compared to other North American brown bear subspecies, a grizzly has a silver-tipped pelt and is smaller in size. This size difference is due to the lesser availability of food in the grizzly's landlocked habitats. Left square bracket 7 right square bracket. They are similar in size, color and behavior to the Siberian brown bear, Ursus arctos coloris. The word, grizzly, in its name refers to grizzled, or gray hairs in its fur, but when naturalist George Ord formally named the bear in 1815 he misunderstood the word as grizzly, to produce its biological Latin specific or subspecific name. The current range of the grizzly bear extends from Alaska, south through much of western Canada, and into portions of the northwestern United States including Idaho, Montana, Washington and Wyoming, extending as far south as Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks, but is most commonly found in Canada. There may still be a small population in Colorado in the southern San Juan Mountains. In September 2007, a hunter produced evidence of grizzly rehabilitation in the Selwabeterot ecosystem by killing a male grizzly. Left square bracket 10 right square bracket. Its original range also included much of the Great Plains in the southwestern states, but it has been extirpated in most of those areas. The grizzly currently enjoys legal protection in the United States, Canada, Mexico, and European countries. However, it is expected that its repopulation of its former range will be a slow process, due equally to the ramifications of reintroducing such a large animal to areas which are prized for agriculture and livestock, and also to the bear's slow reproductive habits. Bears invest a good deal of time in raising young. There are currently about 6 to 1,000 wild grizzly bears located throughout North America. Left square bracket citation needed right square bracket. These bears weigh from 100 to 1,200 pounds. Brown bears, of which the grizzly bear is a subspecies, can live up to 30 years in the wild, though 20 to 25 is normal. Although grizzlies are of the order Carnivora and have the digestive system of a carnivore, they are actually omnivores, since their diet consists of both plants and animals. They have been known to prey on large mammals such as moose, deer, sheep, elk, bison, caribou, and even black bears. Grizzly bears feed on fish such as salmon, trout, and bass, and those with access to a more protein-enriched diet in coastal areas potentially grow larger than interior individuals. Grizzly bears readily scavenge food, behavior that can lead them into conflict with other species, such as wolves and humans. A few have been known to eat humans. Left square bracket 12 right square bracket. The grizzly bears that reside in the American Rocky Mountains are not as large as Canadian or Alaskan subspecies. This is due, in part, to the richness of their diet, which in Yellowstone consists of white bark pine nuts, roots, tubers, grasses, various rodents, army cutworm moths, and scavenged carcasses, none of which match the fat content of the salmon available in Alaska and British Columbia. During early spring, as the bears emerge from their dens, elk and bison calves are actively sought. The bear moves in a zigzag pattern, nose to the ground, hoping to find unsuspecting animals to feed on. In preparation for winter, bears gain hundreds of kilograms of fat during a period of hyperphagia, before going into a state of false hibernation. The bear often waits for a substantial snowstorm before it enters its den, such behavior lessening the chances that predators will be able to locate the den. The dens themselves are typically located at elevations above 6,000 feet on northern-facing slopes. There is some debate amongst professionals as to whether grizzly bears technically hibernate. Much of the debate revolves around body temperature and the ability of the bears to move around during hibernation on occasion. Grizzly bears have the ability to, partially, recycle their body wastes during this period. In some areas where food is plentiful year-round, grizzly bears skip hibernation altogether. Most notable in Yellowstone have been the interactions between gray wolves and grizzly bears. Since the reintroduction of gray wolves to Yellowstone, many visitors have witnessed the once common struggle between a keystone species, the grizzly bear, and its historic rival, the gray wolf. The interactions of Euoctis horribilis with the wolves of Yellowstone have been under considerable study. Typically, the conflict will be over a carcass, which is commonly an elk killed by wolves. The grizzly bear uses its keen sense of smell to locate the kill. Then the wolves and grizzly will play a game of cat and mouse. One wolf may try to distract the bear while the others feed. The bear then may retaliate by chasing the wolves. If the wolves become aggressive with the bear, it is normally in the form of quick nips at its hind legs. Thus, the bear will sit down